take their seats. You can stay up here. This is my son, Harrison. My name is Ashley Berryhill, and I am a staff member at FBCA. I'm the Global Ministries Director here, and I just want to welcome you all just to a wonderful celebration today. We all love and know Gilbert, and he is a wonderful brother, an individual who has accomplished so much. And so I'm so grateful that you're here to celebrate him today. We also have the flags that represent just the countries here, along with the state, even though like Texas is a country in itself. So it was a republic, yes. So Texas, United States, and the Ugandan flag. So please feel free at some point to take pictures up here and with Gilbert. And at this time, I would like to welcome Gilbert. Dr. Wiles will say a blessing for us today.
Gilbert's pastor, and I feel like I just need to share a lot of things about Gilbert right now as his pastor. I'll wait and do that later, Gilbert, is that okay? But Gilbert, we are so proud of you. I think back on the day I first met you, when you came here, and then to see the transition in your life and your growth and progress and your accomplishments, we couldn't be prouder. And so God bless you, and we're excited about your future. So let me pray a prayer of blessing over him and on our time together today. So let's pray together. Father, we are grateful, Lord, for so many things today. We thank you for these connections, Lord, that somehow just bring blessings into our lives, and how you connect us with people and people that are resourced and can encourage us and surround us and walk alongside us. And we thank you for all those connections that have brought Gilbert to where he is today. And so I thank you for all these friends and his family back home, just the people who have gathered around him and blessed him and encouraged him. And I know he's grateful for all of them. But today, Lord, we're also just grateful for Gilbert and just his hard work ethic. We thank you for the person that he is, the man that he is, the joy that he has in his heart, and the quick smile that he has, and the way he has blessed all of us. And we're certainly grateful, Lord, today for him and for his accomplishments. And we're just coming alongside him today to congratulate him and bless him. And we thank you that these friends can gather around him today and just be a source of encouragement to him. And so we thank you for your provision, for the food that we'll share today. We pray your blessings on this time of fellowship. And we ask your blessings on Gilbert's family back home. We just love you and come before you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
It's Timothy. I'm from Malawi, and I am one of Gilbert's many friends. I met Gilbert at an African restaurant. Happened to frequent the place quite a bit, and ended up talking. And since then, we have built this relationship, which is more than friends, now turned into some kind of a brother. I call him my brother. So he is a great guy to me. We've done quite a lot together, and he has introduced me to most of his Uganda connections. So I'm kind of integrated with the Uganda community quite a bit. We've traveled together. We once went to, when was it? We went to Seattle. It was just last year, this year. Yeah. We were in Seattle. We went to this Ugandan convention. I met several of his other friends from his country who came just for that particular event. So the Ugandan community have welcomed me to be part of them. And likewise, the family and friends that I have from Malawi who have met Gilbert have accepted Gilbert and have mostly adopted him as Malawian. That's how cool this guy is. He's really, really friendly. He is nice to everybody and easy to get along with. So that's how I met Gilbert, and that's how we built our relationship. And I am also so proud now that I meet his family, his Christian family, which is in all of you. So I am proud to stand here in this church with you and appreciate you for welcoming Gilbert into this church family. Very special thanks to Terry and Debbie, who are Gilbert's parents here in the United States. They have been tremendous to him. They have helped him in so many ways, which I again say thank you. Gilbert has also met several other people from several different countries. He has very many connections with people from Nigeria, from Kenya, from the United States. He's pretty much a freelance.
I want to run for mayor.
He fits everything. So I am thankful for that. Again, we are gathered here because of his achievements. In the very short time that he has been in this country, Gilbert has proven to achieve quite a few things. The latest being his MBA, which he accomplished within 11 months. That is congratulations, Gilbert. We're here for you. We'll support you in any other way possible. We hope you enjoy this achievement. We wish you luck moving forward. We wish you all the best and a future that is bright and endless.
Thank you,
so
man.
With God's guidance, with the love from all your friends and family, we wish you well and hope you for the best.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so now.
I'm from Uganda, and I don't know what to say, but I met Gilbert through my nephew, and it's been 3 years now, I think, yeah, 3 years, and he's been, you know, from the first day that I met Gilbert, it's like we had known each other forever, and I invited him into my family, and now we feel like, you know, we've known each other forever. Gilbert is a very nice person. He's very friendly. He's very loving. So it's very hard for anybody not to love him. So that's why everybody is here. That's why he has achieved what he has achieved. I'm very proud of him. And I keep telling him that, you know, it's not for what he has achieved. It's very difficult, and not a lot of people have achieved what he has achieved in these 3 years, especially with the situation that he came in, and, you know, not knowing anybody, and, you know, trying to make it by himself. A lot of people, when you come here and you don't have anybody to give you direction, it's really hard. And, you know, trying to make it on your own to what he has done is a very big achievement. I want to first thank Terry and Debbie. Words cannot say. I have no words. You are very nice people. it's not very easy to find people who can do this for someone. I want to thank everybody else who has been there for you, but without all of you, like they say, it takes a village, it does take a village. Gilbert, talks about everybody, and I've met everybody. I haven't met the people in Mexico, but I'm sure I'll meet you.
You will.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I haven't met the people in Mexico, but I'm sure I'll meet them. And I've met Gilbert's family in Uganda. So many times, every time I go to Uganda, I feel like they're my family too. And they've sent they've sent their love. They're not here with us, but they're here with us in spirit. And he has a very wonderful family. They're very loving, just like him. So no wonder he's the way he is. And they're very proud of him. I just want to tell you, but I'm so proud of you and all your achievements. And I know that you're going to get far, and you're going to be a much better person. Just believe in yourself. And I know you achieve everything that you want to achieve. You have so many dreams, and I know that you're going to achieve all these things. Thank you. I want to read what Gilbert's mother sent here. She said, "Praise be to God. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. We serve a living God, my brothers and sisters. I greet all in the holy name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I bring greetings from my husband, Lavi. Just as it was when God delivered his people from Egypt by making for them a way through the Red Sea, is how he has been making ways for Gilbert ever since he came to the US. He left all of us in tears, but right now we are jubilating and saying, Hosanna, Hosanna. Let's all join our hands together and give the Lord a very big hand clap as he's an awesome God. Gilbert came to America as a refugee, living a very loving, close family of 3 siblings and 4 parents. We were devastated, but we blessed him and left the rest to God. I remember telling God, he's my firstborn child, the child of my youth. Let your will be done. I must confess that I was glad when I learned that he had arrived safely, but I continued crying day and night until when God found him new parents in the form of Terry and Debbie Bertrand and Mike and Becky Glenn. He told me he met them in church when he happened to share the same pew with them. He had been looking earnestly for a church that had the same way of worship as our own Anglican church, but he only found the church but also met the most adorable people. From then till now, they have taken him in regardless of the fact that they barely knew the African boy. The lovely family will forever be grateful for your goodness. No words can express our gratitude to these lovely couples. They took him in unconditionally and showered him with all the love and care they would give to their own son. They introduced him to their families. Granny, thank you so much for loving Gilbert. He was later introduced to the New Mexico family. Alan and Debbie Mask and the family, thank you so much for the love. God bless you. I vividly recall when he fell sick, yet he had no insurance and only worked together. Dr. Bill and Winona Davis, thank you so much. Special thanks to the Bertrand family for having hosted my son for close to 3 years now. Wow, it's unimaginable. I know it hasn't been all rosy for you. The ups and downs that you have endured, anxieties, mood swings, etc. Debbie, I appreciate your packaged lunches. You are an incredible lady. Please accept this appreciation from the bottom of my heart. Granny Louise Harper, you are amazing. Gilbert's moms, Debbie Bertrand, Becky, Glenn, and Debbie Mask, you are wonderful mothers. I am blessed to have connected with you through Gilbert. Through I feel the sisterly love and I never had my biological sister, that I never had with my biological sisters. You are indeed my sisters. Even though we are so far apart in body, I always am with you in spirit. We surely appreciate the love and gifts that you send us in addition to looking after Gilbert. Gilbert's fathers, Terry, Bertrand, Mike Glenn, Alan Musk, Dr. Bill, thanks for being fathers to him and filling his father's shoes. You have done a lot during the time he has been with you. He has been with you. God bless you abundantly. All we wanted for Gilbert when he left Uganda was his safety. Little did we know that God made more plans for him. This graduation is indeed a miracle. We can't believe it, neither do the rest of my friends and family. It is indeed true that when God closed the door to all the door. As for you, Gilbert, I'm glad you have always taken my advice. Please continue to love God and execute the word to everyone you meet. Congratulations. Always remember to seek God everything. But always remember to seek God everything else will be added unto you. You have made us proud of our son. We love you so much. We know God is not yet done with you, and He still has a lot to do in your life. Stay humble, loving, and caring to your American parents. We are now going to do that God brings you to a nice girl for marriage.
That was supposed to be edited out.
Thank you so much. Enjoy and may God bless your family. Wish you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year 2019. That was from Gilbert's mom. Now I'm going to read from Gilbert's sister.
Can you say it like she does?
Yeah.
Gilbert?
Yes, then must read this one. Okay. Oh, you can hold it? Okay, let me read this from Stewart first. Okay. What is a man? Who is a man? What makes a man? Is it what you do? What do you know? Where you come from? What you subscribe to? We are always judged for what we do, what we have done, or what happened to us in the present. But only few can properly comprehend the road ahead. One thing is for sure: if the present is taken with care and we let ourselves give into our inner self, that desires for a better self, we are bound for the greatest, bound to achieve what the pundits thought we could never. The man before you is not only one who a role model, is not the only one role model in my life. Proof that nothing is impossible. I might not always say it and let him know it, but I love him, not only as a brother, but as a role model. most will term his achievement as an American dream, but I know it as the Ugandan dream. This is what all young men should be aspiring for. This is what we are meant to be. You were born to blossom. Congratulations on your big day. Don't let anyone take this achievement from you. Have a nice one, big brother. Yours truly, Stuart. I miss you so much, my dear brother. I love you so much because you are my godfather, my brother, and you always help me get things that no one can get from me. I am so proud of you because you graduated from university. I don't know how to let you know how much you make me happy. Every time I'm happy, I'll call you and you feel me, and you make me feel extremely happy. For this day, bless the Lord. For this day, we have come upon. Thank you, Lord, for protecting us through this year. First, I would like to say how much I love my brother Gilbert. Thank you, Gilbert, for always being there when I need you. Thank you for being kind, and a caring brother. I love you so much. I even wanted to make a song about you. I am so proud of you, my dear brother. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I love you. That letter is filled with so many hearts of love. Oh. So those are the messages from Gilbert's family.
His third parent. Yeah, he ranks us.
He wishes he didn't have 4 moms. Or his mom and dad, or mom and dad 1.
Wow, this has been awesome. Who would have ever dreamed in their wildest imagination that when this young man showed up at our church 3 years ago, that we'd be here today in this wonderful event. Gilbert, just want to quickly share with you one word that has come to my heart as I have seen you operate these past 3 years. Whoever serves me, Jesus said, must follow me. For where I am, my servant will also be, and my Father will honor the one who serves me. You have shared that service is an attribute that God has given to you. And we can look around and see how God has honored the one who has served him. And so we love you very much, Gilbert. We pray that you will continue to serve the Lord Jesus Christ in all that you do. And as you serve him, he will bring blessing upon blessing upon blessing in your life. And all of these people here are a tribute to you, to the blessing that God has given to you. So we love you, Gilbert. Continue to serve him. And as you serve him, know that God is going to honor you in a very special way by bringing people into your life. God is the master weaver, and he continues to weave our lives together. And he has taken all of you and he has woven your lives into the life of Gilbert. And what a wonderful tapestry God is making as he weaves the patterns of our lives together again in the beautiful pattern that he has for each and every one of us. For Gilbert, we're grateful for the opportunity that all of us can be part of the tapestry that God is weaving in your life. So God bless you, serve him, and be honored by the service that you're doing for his kingdom.
Thank you, man.
First, I just want to say Jennifer, Peter, Stuart, Bridget, and Lynette. We love you guys and consider y'all our family, and we are looking forward to the day that we meet you. So make that you have a big family here. And Gilbert, Cassidy, and Jerry, and Aaron and Steph, and all of the kids wish they could have come today, but they send you their love and greetings and big congratulations. And this is from your New Mexico family, because they couldn't come either. And Debbie asked me to read this for you here on their part.
Thank you.
It says, Dearest Gilbert, congratulations from the Mass family and from Meemaw and Grandpa Bill in Albuquerque. We're very proud of you. It's been such a joy for us to know you. We have felt as if we have known you forever after that very first visit you made to Albuquerque when you helped Becky with the breakfast at our school in-service and spoke to our faculty about the education system in Uganda. Our teachers and friends in Albuquerque fell in love with you too. They're easy to love, and it was a joy to welcome you to our family. We're so very grateful that God brought you to the U.S. out west to Texas. He has amazing plans for your life. Your story is a true testimony to your faith in God, to his protection of your life during some difficult and lonely months, and the proof that God can and does do mighty things when we look to him for direction. Congratulations on receiving your master's degree. Again, hard work and determination have helped you achieve yet another outstanding goal for yourself. We count our blessings to share in the joy of this time with you. We wish we could be present with you today as you celebrate this milestone, but know we are walking beside you full of thanksgiving and anticipation of what is yet to come in your life. All our love, Debbie, Allen, Meemaw, Grandpa Bill, Meadow, Justin, Bailey, and then Sarah and her crew.
So Ron, Ward, and his dad, did y'all want to come up and say something to Gilbert?
That's a long pause.
I don't need a microphone,
Okay.
but I'm Ron Ward. This is my father, Ronnie, back here. But it's just awesome how our God works, isn't it? We work in the same office building that Gilbert did, AMG Bank. And just while we were there, we just got to have more interaction with him. And just this remarkable story. Just I admire you, your courageousness. Come over from Uganda, come to a country where you know nobody. Plus he likes sports, so we did all pretty well. But
Not bad.
horse jockey. But just then I guess your birthday this past year, then when Debbie and Becky came over, it's just really remarkable how our God, you're talking about the tapestry, weaving this all together. So we just so proud of you. Just thank you for letting us be a part of this today, and just wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you, Ron.
Yes.
Not too long, right?
My brother, my son. I feel like this is my second son. I only had one piece. I feel that place as a second son. And I love you very much. It's been a joy to get to know you. Geography means a little more to me now. I just want to tell you that I love you, and I'm so proud of you. Only thing I wish for you learn to speak English. I'm from Georgia, and we don't understand all of it. Anyway, I'm there for you all the way. Keep supporting you, love you. Keep it up.
Gilbert's journey, I feel like, can be summed up maybe like this. 2015 was kind of a year of uncertainty for him, especially towards the end of the year. 2016 was a year of learning to trust and be totally dependent on God. 2017 was a year of opportunity and seeing God open doors. And 2018 was a year of no sleep, studying, working full-time, no sleep, and then finally celebrating his graduation. So I just want to give you just a little bit of history of how we kind of got, he told you a little bit, but on November 15th, 2015, Gilbert landed in Washington, D.C., and he had been awarded a trip to come to Washington, D.C., and he planned to go back to Uganda after his 2-week trip. But God had other plans for Gilbert. He found his way to Arlington, Texas, and his journey began. Gilbert's future was not certain for him and his family, but God had plans for him, plans to prosper and not harm him, plans to give him hope and a future. Then Gilbert began to call on God and pray to him. Gilbert continued to seek God with all his heart. God listened to him. And that was Jeremiah 29:11, which I didn't know that's kind of been our scripture that we've leaned on through this whole journey. His dad, Peter, who is a true man in the Anglican church, he's a reverend in the Anglican church. And Gilbert told him in one of Gilbert's lowest moments, he said, "Gilbert, I want you to find a Baptist church because they're most like us and they will take care of you." And so Gilbert remembered on April, I thought it was the 17th, but maybe not the 17th, but some Sunday in April of 2016, Gilbert walked to our church on Center Street that he had passed a few times with friends. He came early to pray, and while praying, people began to fill our sanctuary. Laura and Paul Hawkins, where are they?
Go right there.
Yeah, over here. Laura and Paul they always sit on the pew behind us, and she was there first, and so she introduced herself and said that she wanted to find him a Bible study class, which Gilbert was not exactly wanting to do. But anyway, she was the first contact. She was the first welcomer to First Baptist Church Arlington. Well, and then just a little bit while, Mike and Becky came in, and Terry and I came in, and there was a new young man sitting on our pew. But we sat on either side of him, and to be very honest, he wasn't in a very talkative mood that morning. He was nice, but he was not in a very talkative mood. Well, during the service, and I'm not sure when Terry gave him, but he gave him his business card, and he said, "If you ever need anything, and you need to talk to someone, I'm available. Here's my card." And Laura also got his phone number so that she could continue to call him, and which she did, trying to get him to come back to church. And then I don't know what day of the week that week was, but Gilbert, I think you called Terry, or Terry called Gilbert, and he agreed to talk to Terry, and they met at Starbucks. Go figure. In North Arlington, and Gilbert poured out his heart to Terry, and Terry knew that God was leading him and our church to help him in his journey. Well, on June the 3rd, Mike Glenn went, because he would go and pick him up on Sunday mornings because Terry was at church way too early. And so Mike would go and knock on his apartment door, and hopefully if he was awake, he would come to the door. Sometimes he wasn't awake. But he invited him, he came and picked him up and came to church. Well, we finally talked him into going out to lunch with us that day. But the only mistake we made was that we chose a Mexican restaurant. And that was not a good choice for us on that day. I mean, our pastor would agree with that too. Well, as we were sitting there at the Mexican restaurant, and at this time, I mean, Gilbert really didn't know us a whole lot, but at least he was willing to go with us to lunch. But during the lunch, I remembered that my sister's church, her husband is a minister at First Pres in Houston. And I remembered that she had told me that they had a ministry in Uganda. So I called Angie while we were sitting there at lunch, and I was sitting next to Gilbert. And so I said, Angie, tell me about, don't you have a ministry? And she said, oh yeah. People in our church started African Renewal Ministries. And she said, a man by the name of Pastor Peter is the layperson, or maybe, I'm not sure if he was a layperson, but he was the person that helped in Uganda with that ministry. So I was telling Gilbert all of this, and when my sister said Pastor Peter, Gilbert said, Pastor Peter? I know Pastor Peter. My mom was his very first administrative assistant and with the African Renewal Ministries. So that began, all of a sudden, that part of learning to trust and kind of opening a door for us began. And so immediately he said, I have to call my mom and dad. And so Becky and Mike and I, we all went outside the restaurant. We stood outside of, what's that?
Loopy's.
Loopy's. We stood outside Loopy's. And so... outside of Loopy's, yeah. So Gilbert called his mom, and so all of us talked to his dad, his mom on that day. And immediately, we all felt like, okay, now we feel like this relationship is going to be good. Because we knew that they were a man and woman of God. And they loved the Lord, and they had prayed and prayed and prayed. And as she said in her letter, she cried many tears for Gilbert. And she said, and that was just one way that God was continuing to allow Gilbert and his family to trust us and his heavenly Father who was providing for them. Well, Becky and I, with Ashley's help, tried to take each of them all day Monday trying to find an apartment for him to live in. A lot of you had agreed to help pay rent to him because he had low income. But we quickly found out that if you don't have a job, you don't get an apartment. Even if you say we have money to pay for that, they will not rent you an apartment. Well, Peter, Ruth's nephew, was fixing to leave and to move to Houston, and Gilbert was not going to have a place to live, and so Terry and I decided that it was right for us to offer and to bring him into our home. He was very hesitant at first, and he didn't want to be a burden on us, but we asked some of you that are here today to help him financially, and many of you did. And the first thing he said was, I'll never be able to repay all this money. And I reminded him that these were gifts. They weren't loans, they were gifts. And they did not have to be repaid, just like our relationship with Jesus. Our salvation is a gift from God. He gives us that without ever asking anything except for our heart. And also reminded him, because he had told me that his mom and his dad, through the years, even when they had children at home, took many, many orphans into their home. And they cared for them and even paid for them to have a good education. And I told him that God was blessing them through our gifts to him. So, again, that was another way for him to see, because he said, I've never had to ask for anything. And I said, but the thing is, you got to remember that these are gifts that people are giving you. And so on the very first night that Gilbert came, he saw my piano. And the first thing he said was, because he'd been singing some hymn, just humming some hymn. He doesn't sing wide on pitch. So sometimes you recognize the words, but you don't really know what tune he's singing. But anyway, he said, I want you to play some hymns. And so I gave him this hymn book, and I said, okay, start looking through there. So he started looking through and started finding. I mean, he would get so excited and go, "Great is thy faithfulness." I know we sing that one, and "It is well with my soul." I mean, he just kept going through it, and for probably 2 hours, we sat on the bench.
3.
Well, probably. We sat on the piano bench, and I played, and we sang those hymns. And those hymns, I felt like were ministering to him, because that was helping bring his family, his church, to our home at that point. And so anyway, after we did that, then he wanted to video me playing the piano and send back to his mom and dad so they could hear the hymns that we had been playing. So that was a very special night, and it just drew us close and allowed us to trust in that trust, and just to continue to grow in that trust of God to take care of him. And then one other story that I want to share, because most of you are Baptist in here. One night, and I don't even know, I think I must have had the stack of Bibles that sometimes in our Sunday school class, our kindergarten class that I take, and just show them there's many different kinds of Bibles, but they're all the same words in the Bible, a kindergarten kind of thing. But I had this Bible, and somehow Gilbert saw this Bible. And on this Bible it says, Debbie Lieber, which is my maiden name, 1969 sword drill, first place. I looked at the Bible or whatever, the verse in the Bible or whatever, and he said they did that every day. And Gilbert was in charge of walking from his house and picking up all the neighborhood children all along the way to get to this white woman's house. And he said, and we had cookies and Kool-Aid. Well, he didn't call it Kool-Aid, but I know it had to be Kool-Aid. And I said, okay, Gilbert, no other denomination does sword drills except the Baptist denomination. And I said, she either had to be a Baptist missionary that was in your church, that had contact, and here, you know, that Baptist was already, we were already kind of making that connection. Or maybe her husband worked in Uganda and this was just something that she wanted to do. But he even called his mom trying to find her name, because I said, if she was a missionary, we can find out who she was. And but they couldn't never really remember her name. They couldn't remember her name. But I just thank God that that woman was in Uganda at the time and taught them the Bible. And they even came to the church and had the whole thing like we do, and they did it for their parents and all of that. So I said, I promise you, she had to have been a Baptist missionary, or at least from a Baptist church. And sorry. Gilbert said some of the other things, and other people have said the other things, but I just want to say thank you to the people who didn't know when we were asking them to help support Gilbert, and you didn't really know who this person was or what we were wanting to do, but I just want to thank you so much for your support financially, because you've contributed financially, you've encouraged him, you've prayed for him, you've loved him all along the way. And I'm very thankful to Ashley, who had just come off the mission field. And Ashley had just come off the mission field and was working at the church to finish out her mission calling. And she agreed that she wanted to help Gilbert. And I just want to really thank her for seeing that ministry and seeing that need that was in our church, that she could help her. And I don't think the attorney that Ashley found was going to come today, but I don't know, she hasn't come in, I don't think. But she was very, when Gilbert invited her to come, she was hoping that she was going to be able to make it. But anyway, I just want to thank y'all for just allowing him to be a part of our church and be a part of your lives, even if you're not a part of our church, being a part of your life. And I want to thank my family, Eric and Courtney, and the grandkids. 2 of the grandkids are here. And we told them that we were taking someone into our home. And they immediately, as did my mom, embraced Gilbert. And Kennedy and Briggs loved, because of course Briggs loves soccer, so that's right up Gilbert's alley. So that was a big thing to him. And then our kids in Houston, David and Christy and Ashley and Connor, they also have loved Gilbert, and we spent lots of time together. So they wish they could be here, but they have an open house. He's pastor at First Baptist Pearland, so they have an open house today for their whole church. So that's why they couldn't be here today. Thank you.
But I couldn't find a goat to give you, so he said his grandmother is killing a goat. Celebrating his birthday, and he's not even there. Well, God has blessed us in a lot of ways. We've had nieces and nephews have lived with us over the years. Always took credit for any achievements they had with me. We've had ministers who have lived with us as young adults, and we've seen that kind of as part of our call. And it was kind of a no-brainer, but God made it very clear that this is what we need to do when we invited Gilbert into our home. I just want to make a couple comments related to the main reason we're here today to celebrate Gilbert's achievement. What he didn't tell you, he had a 3.85. His goal was 4.0. I mean, he said that often. I said, Gilbert, that's great. You need to have good goals, but
Two words have been going through my head since the week started. Once again, thank you. Susie, welcome.
Susie, get you some food. Go get some food.
I want to try and put myself together. For obvious reasons, I couldn't put together a speech. I'm not a very good orator, but I'm certainly sure I know to express myself in the best way I can. My journey is long. I can't put it together in just a few minutes, but I will say something. Many of you will ask me what motivates me, what keeps me going, what keeps me saying that the word no doesn't exist in my life. My pastor is here, so allow me to quote a scripture. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and to harm, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and the future. Philippians 1:6. Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it to the completion. The late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, faith is taking the first step when you don't see the whole staircase. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you here as the son of your own and a friend to many, but this MBA is not mine, it's your MBA. My journey started 3 years and 1 day, 1 month ago when I came to this country. It is true, I didn't know in this room. It's clap for me. I did not know in this room. All of you here today have labored too much. Your time, encouragement, some of your resources. You've made sure I do not lack anything. I can tell you every year for the last 3 years, Thanksgiving and Christmas, I've had to put off invitations to your families. Each one of you invited. I don't take it for granted. It is again true that I have no blood family in this country. I'm a single person, not a cousin, not a brother. But look at all of you. In this room, I have grandparents that are doing so well. She's my friend. We laugh together, we play together. She's 93 years old. I have Granny right there. Thank you. For my grandparents, I have a long list of parents in here. And if you know you're my parent, please stand. I would love to clap for you. Please stand. Nora. The people that you've just seen have labored to make sure that I'm comfortable. They've labored to make sure that I achieve that all I want to achieve, even when none of them had ever lived around Uganda in their entire life. Many a times we've shared what my dreams are and what I want to do, and they said, Gilbert, that is so difficult. I said, no, I can't do that. I've had wonderful experiences with all of them and all their families. I can name so many. Laura's family, Thanksgiving and Christmas, Terry and David, Mike and Glenn, and David. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a family in New Mexico that are not here today. It's a very big family. And that is Becky's sister, mom, dad, children. They couldn't make it. Ladies and gentlemen, my Ugandan family. Those are people that I relate with to feel at home. Many a times, when I feel there's a gap in my life that I need to connect with my roots, I connect to those people. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 ladies there flew in from Maryland just for this event. They left their families and left your families and jobs just to come and celebrate this event. It means a lot. Mark and Pam, you're welcome. You're not too late. That is my other family. Please clap for them as well. I shared, I think, Christmas or Thanksgiving with their family. It's a very big family, and I'm so glad for them to be here. I'll take you through my brief background up to today. So I'm born and raised in Uganda, a small country in East Africa, which now many of you know because of me. My education, I'm born in a family of 4. I'm the oldest. My sister who follows me, she's called Bridget. She's currently doing her 2nd master's degree in economic policy and planning. She holds a postgraduate diploma in monitoring and evaluation, and she works for a non-profit that does support HIV, supported by the Queen of England, called Malme International. My only brother, but now I have many, who follows my sister, is currently pursuing his CPA. He has a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance, and works for an American firm in Uganda called Grant Thornton as a senior tax consultant. My last sibling, Lynette, that most of you relate to, is 8 years old. And Lynette is such a gem in the family. Lynette calls me, she texts me, she sends me pictures. And she's been a big surprise to all of us. Lynette is only 8 years old, and just last year signed a contract to work for a kids show in a big television. She's destined for big things. Wherever she's headed. Back to me, I began my education in Uganda, did what would be elementary school in Uganda, did my high school in Uganda. I was able to get admitted in Uganda's biggest university, which is Makerere University. And when I pursued a bachelor's degree in commerce and my majors were finance and banking. I graduated with second class honors. I went on to work for a bank, and before you is a person who has banking experience on me. I worked for the first bank in Uganda. I joined as a teller, and in 3 months I was promoted to a personal banker, and after that I moved on to a private bank. I did that role for 3.5 years, and the most important part of my role wasn't the paycheck, but the relationships I built at work. Some of these relationships, up to today, I still talk to these people. It's become family and friends. Many have mentored me, have encouraged me, have given me professional advice as I pursue my career. Living Uganda, back in Uganda, I was also involved in other associations. I was the youngest inductee member of our Rotary Club. I was inducted into Rotary about 7 years ago. And everybody couldn't believe it. Well, they asked me, why didn't you go for Rotary, which is for the younger ones? I said, I want to relate with the older ones. Moving to the United States, the journey came to an end in Uganda, and I had to start from scratch, building everything that I believed in. Relating with people I did not know for 27 years. Adopting to a culture I had not known for 27 years. God helped me. I fell short sometimes, but I pulled myself up. It was tough at the beginning. It was really tough. God blessed people in my life that worked day and night to make sure that I was comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, I was able to secure Dallas's best immigration lawyer because of people in this room. The legal fees are fully paid for. Let's clap for that. Asking me why they did all this, between you and I do not know. I went on to officially start my professional career in the United States. Given my background in finance and banking, there was no other job I was going to look for, but again, finance and banking. Sat on the computer, spent quite a number of hours, applying to different banks in the US, and thank God I would get so many interviews. But unfortunately, I couldn't go through some of them. I do not know why. It got so frustrating that I asked myself, why didn't they call me back after the third level interview? Eventually, I secured my first job with the Southside Bank, south of Tyler, Texas, as a part-time personal banker. I was so overjoyed. And I would now get to push my career in a different world, in a different setting. I built wonderful relationships at Southside Bank. My office was at the HEB location in Euless. I worked with Southside Bank, unfortunately, for a very short stint, where my dad here, Terry, and wine, we had to sit down on a table and discuss if I was making the good choice. It was a part-time job. Along the way, Amity Bank called me for a full-time position in Dallas. And they were offering me better offer and full-time. It was a tough decision to make, given that I had to go to Dallas. And I wasn't so familiar driving very far away. What Terry says driving along the side of the road. So I went on and consulted my two fathers professionally, and they gave me guidance. Thank you, Wine Bundle. Thank you so much. And I made up my mind to move on to Amity Bank after just 3 months in Southside Bank. And I think I was making the right choice. God was opening more doors for me. I had a wonderful stint at Amity Bank. I achieved so much. I went through so much in terms of training professionally, and won quite a number of awards over there. But again, I do not just go to work for a paycheck. I go to work to build relationships. At Amity Bank, I connected with so many customers who became my friends, who would just chip in to my office just to say hi, or bring me lunch, or to have a chat with me, or tell me about their dogs, which is not Uganda. At Amity Bank, out of the very many, was a family that became another family. They simply asked me where I live, and I told them, and they said they are Baptist. That family is here today, and that is Ron and his dad, Ward. Thank you. Their office was next to my office. They were clients at the bank, but we bonded so much. The entire family became a part of my family. I know Mr. Ward has invited me to the ranch quite a number of times to go fishing. I'll be there. Amity Bank experience was wonderful. I was doing personal banking, seeing myself improve the lives of people who are struggling in the financial environment around the country. I helped so many that I still have decades of thanks for how many people I helped. Amity Bank came to a close, and I moved on to a whole different field of work that I had a passion for, that I never had a chance to practice back in Uganda. Today I work with Capital One Bank as a senior risk and compliance analyst, leading a team of 10 people that are probably 20 years. We do manage AML, which is anti-money laundering, to ensure that the financial system of the US is safe and sound, to try and catch issues of terrorism, human trafficking, and drug trafficking. It is a wonderful role. I thank God for it. Thank you. I enjoy relating with my people over there. I have another friend. I'm not able to be here today, but also travel all the way. I'm told there's a young surprise on Monday. I feel like supporting Brian. But professionally, I moved to Capital One, and that's what I'm doing. And then I also want to say thank you to the organizer. The part I miss most about my previous role. Thank you so much. Let's clap for that. And the stars in Yolanda, that's when you move in, or you're welcome. Regardless of that, I try to make sure that I step out of my normal work self and meet with people outside my social setting. In there, I've been able to relate to so many. Timothy is just a representative of so many people of different walks of life that I just simply have a chat with. Back to my hobbies, which have probably changed because of living with Terry and Debbie. I like soccer and rugby, but I'm trying to learn football. And of course, baseball.
He hates baseball. He's not even trying.
We can work on that. We can work on that.
Exactly. He tried.
Yes. Spiritually, ladies and gentlemen, First Baptist Church Arlington has been a major role in what I am today. First Baptist Church Arlington has not just been a church to me, but I think I'm a living testimony to all my friends who are here in this room. Try and belong to a church. It doesn't matter what denomination it is, but try and belong to a church. The church has impacted me, stood with me, celebrated me. My birthdays are always a celebration. Thank you so much. First Baptist Church led by Senior Pastor Dennis Wells. How can I ever say thank you? Dennis Wells, he didn't tell me that he was the very first pastor to baptize me when I'm an adult. That day was a very special day in his life. Just like it was in my life. I'll never forget it. You did not know that you were baptized in somebody that would turn out to be what I am today. But your words of encouragement made me. Thank you so much. My Sunday school class, please stand. I think some of them are here, some are not. Michael King, Susie, John, some of you, Scott is right here. These are people that are my friends, we relate with, I love to have fun with. Austin, thank you so much, my brother. Every Sunday they ask Gilbert, what can we pray for? Is the family okay? Is everything okay? I hosted a Super Bowl party at the house. It went well. Thank you so much. Can I say thank you? I know so many couldn't make it, but please pass on my greetings to all of you. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I like making fun with Terry and Dennis that I'm a statistics in First Baptist Church. I'm the only Ugandan in the church, so if I don't come to church, they'll ask you why you didn't come. Patsy Holmes is here today. Patsy said that, Gilbert, I think I like your personality and I want you to be part of the Welcome Ministry, Hospitality Ministry in First Baptist Church. Thank you. And I'm now going to do my role more efficiently. Thank you so much. To me, yesterday in the commencement and what I've always thought, so my MBA is not just about me, but giving back to those people that may need more help that I also wanted at some point. I've had a discussion with Terry that how best can I give back to my church and how best can I give back to the community. We've had a discussion about joining him in the Christian Men's Job Corps, and I've told him that's something I'd love to do, and Dennis, I'd like to be involved with that. Deploy me where I think my best abilities will be put to use. Now finally to the event where we're here today is my MBA journey. While at work one afternoon, before I began working, just taking me back before I began working, I always told Terry that I want to go back to school. My passion has been to go back to school. As we all know, the process of going back to school in the US is not one day's job. Terry kept encouraging me that you will go to school. Just give it time. The Gilbert I am that pushes myself beyond the limit. Sat on my computer at work and just went to Google and said MBA program in Dallas, Texas. Many came up. At that point, I can tell you I didn't look at the cost of the programs. I just wanted to go to school. And then I zeroed in on one program that was a 2-year program, and it wasn't cost effective at that time. I reached out to them, I wrote to the advisor and said, I'm Gilbert, told them about me and what I do. I would like to run an MBA program at university. The lady said, sounds good. However, we may need to look at your credentials, your immigration status, and your academic experience. I came home, luckily enough, I had my academic transcript for my bachelor's degree, sent them over to her. She told me to fill out an application, which I did. And she told me, you will hear from us. The board sits every once a month. So you will hear from us in about a month. While I was doing all this, Terry and Debbie had no idea I was. I was at work one afternoon and I received an email. After 5 days of my application, they had been accepted into Texas A&M Commerce. I was overjoyed. I was overjoyed as if I was going to study for free. But I was overjoyed that I had a chance to study in a very developed world that would impact my career positively. My mom, my parents were overjoyed, not because I'm the first in the family to study outside Uganda, but just have a chance to pursue my master's degree. I came home so excited. Adding to my admission, the advisor told me, Gilbert, we're extremely proud of you that because of your bachelor's degree, we've waived 8 classes out of your degree load. I was waived 8 business classes out of my load, leaving with 11 classes. I was excited. However, I had so many mixed feelings about studying in the US. Given that my bachelor's degree was an in-class program, full-time student, go to class, attend the lecture, do your work, that's it. I had to do 9 classes. I said, how do I go to 9 classes? I can't see the professor, I can't ask any student. How am I going to do this? Because I'd been admitted in August, it gave me enough time to consult with so many people, professionals, including Angela McLean, who couldn't be here today. She underwent surgery. She's a certified financial advisor, and she's working with Jerry and Debbie. We had lunch with her in Dallas. And I told her, Angela, I want to do this. What do you think? What's your advice? We sat down with Angela and literally chose the classes I should take every semester, because she had an idea of some of these things I would have to study. We came up with a 2-year degree plan. I stuck to it, saying that I want to do 2 classes every semester. She advised me that accounting is a bit of a technical class. I would suggest you go to class and meet with the professor and attend an accounting class. My very first and last in-class program was the cost accounting, advanced cost accounting class, which I did in Dallas. It was hectic because I had to go to work and then go to class 7 to 9 o'clock. I secured my very first A in that class. I was so overjoyed that even Debbie, who was so scared of my Lord at that time, said, well, I think you can do this. But she was still not so sure if I should go ahead and do 2 more classes the next semester. I still signed up for those classes, and ladies and gentlemen, along the way, Angela's plan changed, and I said I can do this and stop. I enrolled for more classes in the summer. However, even when I changed from Angela's plan was still putting me to graduation next year in May, and I cut it short. On one Sunday after church, I go home, and I'm on my laptop, and I'm thinking, I have only 1 class to do next year, so I can graduate in May. How about I do it this semester? Graduate in December with my friends. I said I want to do it. Terry and Debbie come home from church in the afternoon. I say, hey Debbie, you know what? I'm graduating in December. She said, are you crazy? I said, yes, I'm graduating in December. No, you can't. You have so many classes to go. I said, I've made up my mind. I'm going to do 3 classes in this semester. And I can guarantee you I'm going to secure 3 years in these classes. She said, I think that night just because she didn't tell me, but I'm sure she had so many mixed reactions about it. I went and took that final class, which was a strategic management audit, which I had to write a project, about 100 pages. And thank God I secured a degree in that class. Ladies and gentlemen, I finished my program in 11 months, and I emerged second best in the MBA class of 2018 with 3.85 GPA. I want to say thank you, but as I leave this place, I want to send a message to my family in Uganda. Thank you so much. I am what I am today because of you. Guidance, the direction you've given me has introduced me to all these people. If it wasn't for the background in my parenting and upbringing, maybe I wouldn't be here. Maybe you wouldn't have me like you do. To my siblings, what we do Lynette, so proud of you. Keep working hard. Keep believing in yourselves. Until I see you again. Love you all. Enjoy the evening. Before I leave, allow me in a special way pass on these small tokens of appreciation to these people. Now let's ask them to come forward. Tell you and David the church. To a person who has stood there, represented me back home every single time, encouraged me, introduced me to people. I want to say thank you to you, Ruth Kaitesi Kato. She has given no measure. My dad are very much aware of what's going on in my life. She literally made my parents more than I have in the last 3 years and 1 month. Thank you, Ruth. I appreciate it. Thank you. And finally, so difficult, but I'm sure everyone can help me with this, all of you. I want to say thank you to my parents, Peter and Jennifer. And I kindly ask those who can come with me here to accept this on their behalf as my parents. Please come. Terry, Debbie, Mark, Dennis, Cindy, Ashley, please. This is to my parents, and I'd like them to see what you guys have done in my life. I may forget to them. Please accept it on behalf of my parents. With those many words, allow me to say thank you and wish you a Merry Christmas, a prosperous 2019. With these few words, I simply say, gentlemen and ladies, don't give up, don't give up, keep believing in yourself, and above all, pray hard. Thank you.
There's 2 sides here if y'all want to go.
Yeah, there's 2 sides. Come on this side.
So you can go on either one. How do you
Kwani najua mwishowe kuna raha, natamani kutembea nawe, natamani kutembea nawe, natamani kutembea nawe, niongoze, niongoze, natamani kutembea nawe, natamani kutembea nawe, nisaidie kutembea nawe, niongoze, niongoze. Kutembea nawe, niongoze, niongoze. Sielewi njia hii, ndo maana nakuhitaji. nakutegemea wewe, enda nami, nashindwa kukupa yote, hata hivyo nitaamini, kwani najua mwishowe kuna raha, natamani kutembea nawe, natamani kutembea nawe, natamani kutembea nawe, niongoze, niongoze, natamani kutembea nawe, natamani kutembea nawe, nisaidie kutembea nawe, niongoze, niongoze. Kutembea nawe, niongoze, niongoze, sielewi njia hii, ndo maana nakuhitaji, nakutegemea wewe, enda nami, enda nami.